one. So the Los Angeles Lakers have really dug themselves into a hole this season. And it still wasn't that long ago that it felt like the Lakers were in the conversation as the best team in the league. 5 games over 500. They win the in-season tournament, and it looked like, all right, we're going to be at worst competing for a top 3 seed. LeBron James is having the most efficient season of his career. Anthony Davis is having the most efficient season of his career. Things are looking up. Things are looking positive. We're able to keep all the core of the offseason. We were so excited. Like, yeah, were there some inconsistencies? Yeah, were there some hiccups? It was like, yeah, but this is like a team that just got put together, a full year. Yes, we have, a lot of carryover from last season, but they didn't have a full season together. So you're trying to work out the rotation. You're trying to work out some of the kinks, right? Guys are trying to get in rhythm. And it looked like we were going to head in a positive direction. And instead, we went down, and we went down fast. We went like 3-10 in like the 13 games after that in-season tournament win. And now we've been basically staying afloat as the 9th seed ever since. And a lot of it has been because other teams have continued to do their job, and they never took a downward spiral like the Lakers did. And as competitive as the West is, just a great example of like you can't have these bad stretches for long periods of time, right? Like the Lakers went in February 9-3. They lost 3 games in the entire month of February out of 12, and are still like on multiple game win streaks. Yeah, they'll lose game or a game or two here and there, but for the most part, the Lakers since February have been very good. The offense has been elite. Everything has looked very good for the Lakers. They still, don't get me wrong, are very inconsistent. The Lakers still have a lot of the same issues that they had early on. But as far as the winning aspect goes, if you look at the record, basically the last 2 months, it's been good. It's been one of the better records in the league. But again, you dug yourself such a big hole. And one of the things that I've talked about is I really think that the Lakers need to go 10-3 in the 13-game stretch. Now it's 9-3 the rest of the way. And I've said that the Lakers, they do their job. I have faith that if they get to 47 wins or something like that, give or take, maybe 46, but more likely if they get to 47 wins, then I think that they'll be at worst the 7th or 8th seed. Because a lot of the teams in front of them play each other, right? The Lakers would be in a good space. But the problem is like you need these other teams to start falling. And even though some of these teams play each other, can other teams beat them in that process? And the Lakers, on the other hand, they are kind of like, hey, we don't really care about the seeding. We can only control what we can control. And LeBron James has talked heavily about, hey, whatever it is, it is. And so here's exactly what he said. At the end of the day, we're not really focused on seeding. He said, per Los Angeles Times' Dan Woke, we're just focused on what we can control. We can't control the seeding if other teams are playing too well still. What you can control is going out and play and try to win as many games as you can and see where you land, which I do understand. Again, real quick before we dive into it, here's where the Lakers are basically seeded still, like I said, 9th seed. They're 3 games back of the Dallas Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings for that 7th and 8th slot. Problem is, both of those teams have tiebreakers, so really it's 4 games back of both of those teams. And then the Phoenix Suns, we are 3.5 games back, so basically 4 games between the Suns, the Kings, and the Mavericks. The Pelicans, at 5.5 games is a lot. It's a lot of ground to cover, a lot of games to win. Pelicans lost Brandon Ingram, but they're still on a 2-game win streak. I don't think we're going to be able. It would take a catastrophic downfall from the Pelicans for us, which sucks because we have the tiebreaker over them, and we play them one more time at the end of the season, which that would be really nice. Unfortunately, I just don't see us catching them. So really, it's the Suns, the Kings, and the Mavs. Those 3 teams are the teams that we're counting on, one, hopefully maybe even 2, potentially having a downward spiral and losing a couple games, right? But I do get LeBron's sentiment of like, hey, It's kind of a lot what I've been saying for the last like month, which is like, hey, win your games and let the chips fall where they may, right? You can't control other teams. You can't control them winning or losing games, but you can control what you can control, which is your games. You can control winning games. Are you going to lose a game here and there? Yes. But you show up, you play the right way, you do what you're supposed to do, you bring the energy, and you take care of business, then you're giving yourself at least a good chance and a good shot. Again, if the Lakers never dug themselves the hole that they are in, then if you do this, then you wouldn't have these concerns. Fortunately, you can't change the past. You can't go back and correct what you should have done to begin with. But you can head in the right direction, build momentum, build good habits, and get yourself into a position that hopefully it's not the 9th or 10th. Now, even if they do finish as the 9th or 10th seed, can the Lakers win 2 games to get into the playoffs? Absolutely. Right? Of course they can. I'll take my chances against anybody. But the problem is it's not a 7-game series. I believe, and I've said this numerous times, and I stand by it, I trust the Lakers in the playoffs. Unless we play Denver, but even then, even if we did play Denver, I'll take my chances against Denver. I'd rather play Denver than miss the playoffs altogether. Right? If we have to play Denver in the first round, fine, bring them on. Right? At least we have a chance where if you don't make the playoffs, well, guess what? You have no chance. Right? So to me, it's like, give me at least the chance. But outside of Denver, I trust the Lakers against pretty much everybody. Right? And my thing is like, can they get there? I don't necessarily trust them to get there because I've seen them be so hot and cold. I've seen them all season just not play the right way at times. And you really start to question, like, okay, what Laker team are we going to get today? Right? The Lakers play the Indiana Pacers. The Lakers know exactly how to beat Indiana and should run through Indiana. Problem is, will they play that way? Right? Will they do what they need to do to win this? They have, 12 games left? Again, you got to go 9-3 in those 12 games. I've talked about this. Like, can they? Absolutely. They've already done it. But will they do it? I don't know. And the fact that we have to even question that is frustrating. And it's crazy because you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and D'Angelo Russell, your 3 best players, having the best seasons of. Well, D'Lo's having the best season of his career, period. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are having the most efficient seasons that they've had, like, for a long time. Like, AD's having the most efficient season he's had since the bubble year, and LeBron James is having, like, the most efficient season he's had since, like, 2013 or something like that, which is crazy because he's still been very good. Like, and we're still struggling. And we're kind of at the mercy of these other teams. But, again, to me, if you keep winning and you do what you need to do and you win these games, a lot of these teams play each other. They're going to lose games. You know for a fact they're going to lose games. That at least 1 or 2 of those teams are going to lose games. Because, again, somebody has to win those games. So, if the Suns lose the two games, right, well then, and you win 2 games, well then now that gives you 2 games on them. So now you're only like 2.5 games back. Right? But you've played more games than them. So if they take another loss, now all of a sudden you're only 2 games back. You got the tiebreaker. So now you only need to win 2 more games the rest of the way. And all of a sudden, boom, you look up and now you're the A seed and you're playing them in the in-season tournament. It's just, if the Lakers can do what they're supposed to do, play the right way, I do believe that they can get there. And I just, again, they're going to be a play-in team. It sucks, it's unfortunate, but it's the reality. I don't see them catching that 6 seed. I don't. But I think that there also is a huge difference between 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th. Because the reason I trust them so much in the playoffs is it's a 7-game series. Right? And I trust that the Lakers can show up and do what they need to do and close out at least 4 games. And then if you have a healthy LeBron, you have a healthy AD, yeah, basically they're just going to take over and dominate 90% of the time. So you put the ball in the hands of your best players and you let them figure it out, right? Like, so I believe in the Lakers. I think the Lakers get it done. The problem with a 1-game sample size is anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. And, the Lakers were just in a 1-game, anything can happen type tournament with the in-season tournament, right? So they're familiar even this year with it. But still, it's just like anything can happen, right? Like, let's say you play Phoenix in the first round, right? And they have Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. Do you think that they can just, shoot the lights out for a game? Absolutely. Do you think that they could just, Lakers just have a poor outing? Maybe they even play great. And you could still lose that game. There is a possibility that the Lakers could play the best game of their entire season and still lose if a team just shoot. Let's say Kevin Durant goes 8 of 9 from 3 and Devin Booker goes 7 of 9. And there's nothing you could do. Right? I mean, we're playing good defense on them. They're hitting tough shots, and they just beat us. Or you play the Warriors, right? And you got the Warriors in the first round of the play-in tournament. And Steph is Steph, right? There's nothing you can, when he's in that zone and he's on, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. It doesn't matter how many guys are guarding him. He just, you can't stop him. And so can Steph just go off and have a 10-3 type night? And it's just well, that was fun. Of course. So to me, you need to get at least into that 7th, 8th. Because you get in that 7th or 8th, then at least you have 2 chances, right? If you lose, you get a mulligan and you get another chance, right? That's my hope. But I don't know. Again, we'll see how it goes. Starts with tonight. Got to get the win tonight. You keep rattling off these wins, and I think the Lakers will be in good shape. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Think that the Lakers handle business? Think that they get into the 7th or 8th? Do you really buy that they don't really care about the seeding? I absolutely think that he cares. I just think, what he said is true. What he said is accurate, but I don't, if you asked him, do you really, what would you prefer? Then yeah, absolutely he would say, oh yeah, of course, I want to be the 7th or 8th, or I'd rather be the 6th seed or whatever, right? So, but anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's when you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.